If the old building were to be torn down, that would just be a tragedy.
If the school were torn down, I think that would be a significant loss in terms of the memories, the identity, the affiliation lots of old boys would have with the school.
I feel very proud that I'm part of this 150 over year school. But in buildings like the old clock tower, you have this quadrangle.
We used to have the crossover on the quadrangle. So I saw all these much older boys standing beside me. Primary 1 boys also stand in the same place. And when they ran over in the crossing over ceremony to the secondary school, yours truly did not understand and ran with them.
If that building didn't exist, for instance, I think the logic and the purpose of the crossing over, which we now do on our rugby field, just wouldn't be there.
All the good things that we have here that you don't have in other schools, especially the tradition.
There are also rumors that the quadrangle is there with skeletons from World War II, and then the old toilet. So many of these old buildings have their own rich history and culture.
Elizabeth Choi, who was a World War II heroine, was one of the primary school teachers until she retired. And I remember her in that particular classroom coming in. Literally, in order to engage the little kids there, she stood up on the table and did a little dance on the table. All of us didn't know what to do, whether to enjoy it or run out screaming. So we just stood there in silence, and well, that's one way to keep the class quiet. Okay.
We are very blessed as a school to have such a long history and such rich tradition. Interestingly, the iconic salmon pink plaster, the fish scale pattern on our building, just something like that, so unique at the time, and still to this day, ask any Singaporean and they will know, oh, that pink-coloured school, that boys' school, St. Andrew's School.
It's like the friends, the school, the architecture. I think overall the package is that we are different from many schools in the sense that our school has a strong identity.
The sense of identity as a family is very, very strong.
It's a family thing, so we want to try to keep that family, and so one family unbroken.
I think we have a very strong old boy sense of pride.
I will miss that boy energy and boy passion that is so evident here.
It's amazing how it used to look longer, and the place used to look so much bigger when you were a small boy. Now it's shrunk a little bit in perspective, but it still has marvelous memories for any old boy who studied here.
As a student, I recall going to the chapel just to sit down, even though I may not know God at that time. We sit down in the pews and just enjoy the peace and be quiet.
There was a bunch of boys that were trying to get into the Church of the Ascension, and I happened to be walking past at the time. And so I suspected the worst. And so I went up to them and I said, "Young men, why are you trying to get into the Church of the Ascension?" And they said, "Madam, we're just looking for a place to pray." So I said, "Really?"
So there is a lot of bond between because the student church is the chaplaincy.
Is during the chapel period, we used to go over to the Church of Ascension, and our chapel was held there. It's one of those places that I find that's very peaceful. That I was there.
So this church actually served not only our parishioners, but also the entire community, Potong Pasir community and all that. There used to be ponds, there's flooding, so it's a place of refuge. It was a sanctuary.
So you see the cross at the top, and then I don't know, this building holds, I think it holds a lot more memories and significance than what a lot of people make it out to be. I think if it were to be torn down, there'll be a lot of noise, definitely. People, yes. I think we will definitely cry because this was part of our history, but I think we will move on because we will take it that God has a bigger purpose for us.
Time where everything will have to go, and I suppose we will have to come to accept it, because there will be a time of when you are sad and disappointed. But at the end of the day, I think you got to be realistic. Then everything will end one day.
A building doesn't make a school, obviously. It's the life that's there, the people. It's faded into the memory. It's one of the songs that we sing in our school hymn, A Cloud of Unseen Witnesses. Yeah? So for those of us who remember, we do honor them.
And I hope that the younger generation, that they'll be able to know what the school is about, how was it found, and what the tradition is like, and why we exist.
Significant aspects of this school lie in 150 over years of history that this school has. So for people to lose sight of what that would be a great loss.
Good things in life are worth repeating. They don't grow old. Family,
Integrity.
Belonging.
Boys becoming men.
Lives are the making, yeah.